Go. All right. Later.
Everybody trying to be content creators and trying to
Go
go
viral.
viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral? Let's go viral then.
Say less.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day.
I'm gonna send you
And like I
something
said, be a
on Snap.
friend. Tell a friend
Go ahead,
something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, Rene Ruiz. And today is NFL game day for the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions as they kick off from Ford Field in Detroit. It should be a hell of a game, man. How about this intro, Jay? Are we feeling the vibes with this intro right now? This little techno music that we got as we count down from 5 minutes. And JB will be joining me here shortly. We're coming at you live from Roswell, New Mexico this morning. 6:32 on my side. It's still dark outside. It's a bit chilly. I looked at the weather yesterday. It looks like it's going to be pretty cold. We're expecting a cold front. The first snowfall is starting to come down in Albuquerque. So that is snow. Snow feels good. I love me some snow. Of course, it's easy to say that whenever we don't get it very often. I'm sure folks that get it all the time probably feel a certain way. But I'm an enjoyer of the snow, and it's probably because we don't get, like I said, it's probably because we don't get it very often. But I hope we get it. It would be nice to have a white Christmas. Let's just say that it would be very nice to have a white Christmas. But joining me now is the man with the buys. The man with the tries, the one with the broad chest, the one, the only, John Borba.
What's going on?
The audio, let's fix it real quick. Jay, let's get his audio fixed real quick, and then we'll bring him back on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. The last couple times that we've had technical difficulties before a Cowboys game, it's normally played in the Dallas Cowboys' favor. So I'll get a little bit flustered. But today, because of what's happened in the past, what history has shown me in these past couple weeks is when we have technical difficulties on game day for the Dallas Cowboys, they've been able to come out victorious. So if this goes to show anything of what the day is going to look like, I'm going to take this as positive energy, and we're going to flip this and turn it around into this is probably the setup of what's to come down the line in today's matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. And what's at stake during this game is pretty much what feels like a playoff spot. This is a playoff game for both teams. And more importantly, it falls on the Detroit. The Detroit Lions have no margin for error whatsoever. Amar St. Brown is questionable for today's game still. They haven't made a decision. It sounds like it's going to be a game-time decision. It feels like they're leaning more to him not playing, which favors the Dallas Cowboys, but they're going to try to give it a shot. And even if they do give it a shot, I don't know how effective he is going to be or how long they want to push it. But Amar St. Brown is an absolute dog. He went on his pod and talked about it just a little bit. And it seems like they don't want to give out a little bit too much. They probably want the Cowboys to maybe over game plan, maybe just prepare for something that they don't necessarily need to be focused on. So I get it from the Detroit Lions standpoint, but JB, this is a playoff game from both teams. What should we expect, or what are you expecting to see from the Detroit Lions today? One thing that Earl pointed out 2 weeks ago that ended up playing itself out, as he said, is that Porta injury is going to affect the Detroit Lions more than what we thought, because of how crucial he is in that run game. And without the run game for the Detroit Lions, it feels like that offense is really non-existent. What do you think about the Detroit Lions and Earl's statement about how effective not having Porta has been on the Detroit Lions?
Oh, 100%. Laporta opens up the
Your audio.
audio.
Yeah, you sound like you're in a room. I mean, your mic's not working.
My mic's not working. You know what? Hold on. Don't kick me out. I'm just going to unplug this and plug it back in.
All right, I got you. But while we talk, while I wait for JB, let me just read a couple little next gen stats.
We good now?
Yeah. Oh. Why you
All
sound
right.
so crisp?
I guess that's all you got to do is unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know. But
Yeah, probably
uh,
probably would help. But
the
go ahead.
main thing Sam Laporta brought to that offense is a guy that's able to stretch the field and able to attack the field vertically in the middle of the field. That's what a good tight end like that can do. Stretch the defense out from just a different part of the field than like an X or a wide receiver, a guy that's lined up on the sideline or something like that. So that's the versatility, and it's always a good thing to have as a quarterback is to have a reliable tight end. So um, that injury is huge. But I think the biggest thing that Detroit is going to try to do is establish a run game. If you can establish a consistent run game, you're going to have your opportunity to win, and it's going to keep the Dallas defense on their toes when it comes to the creativity of the offense. So you can't be predictable, of course. You can't just run, pass. No, you can't do that. But you do have to establish a solid run game.
And what's interesting when you make that statement, JB, is that they do have to establish a running game. And what we've seen from the Cowboys the past 3 weeks, yesterday we pulled up the stat of the Dallas Cowboys transforming that defense from being ranked 27 to all the way to number 3 in the NFL in rushing defense. So we'll really get to see how improved. This is a great test. Ultimately, hindsight, if we if we beat the Detroit Lions, I think the storyline coming out of this is going to end up being, well, the Detroit Lions stink. Who have the Cowboys played? They beat a team that fell apart in Detroit, a team that's fallen apart in Kansas City, a team that's fallen apart in Philadelphia. I can already hear it in the back of my head how the media is going to spin these great victories that the Dallas Cowboys have. So as a Dallas Cowboys fan, those that are watching, I just want you to sit back and think about that. So that way, whenever those stories start to write themselves out, don't get frustrated. Don't let them rage bait you into dropping a comment or feeling a certain way about the wins that the Cowboys have stacked up. Because JB, can you see it already? Can you already see the Stephen A's of the world starting to spin this into what have the Cowboys really done as of late if they've beaten teams that just completely fallen apart? Because I mean, if you do look at the stretch, it goes Raiders, right? Stank. Philly, maybe. Maybe, hopefully. And then you look at the Chiefs. What's possibly going to happen this weekend if they lose to the Texans? It could be a downfall for them, which would be interesting on the Kansas City Chiefs. JB, like if the Chiefs lose to the Texans, we're just talking about a hypothetical here, not necessarily saying it's going to happen. But if the Chiefs drop one to the Texans this weekend, I mean they're out of the playoffs. It's pretty clear as day.
Yeah.
You think they start to rest players, or do you think Mahomes and them still play out the season? That's actually, I mean, like that's a legitimate thought, right?
I think you would play out the rest of the season. Play the rest of
You
the
do.
season. If you got nothing to play for in week 18, then okay, maybe you can rest Mahomes week 18, something like that. But I don't think you do that.
You
No,
don't think you pull them that
no.
this soon, right?
You got paying fans that want to see Mahomes, even if it is not a good year. Even if you guys do miss the playoffs, no, you have to finish the year out strong and play these guys 100%. They don't get no pass. Like what? No, no. Just because you missed the playoffs doesn't mean you get a pass to rest your guys. No, this is where you try to figure it out. At this point, if a team has not figured out what their strengths, what their weakness are, what their identity is, then they're never going to figure it out. But you just play the guys. Play the guys. You just because they're not making the playoffs, they don't get no special treatment. Half these teams in the league more than half of these teams in the league aren't going to make the playoffs. They're playing all their guys. There's no exceptions. You play the rest of the season out, of course.
Yeah, just a thought that funneled through my head, and I thought I'd get your thought on it. Not necessarily that I believe that's going to happen, but I
Yeah,
do think it's something that we got to think about. We're going to learn about the Chiefs here a little bit, right? If they do lose this week, and this team hasn't lost in quite some time, so we are really going to get to learn a lot about the Kansas City Chiefs. And if they do rest players, like how do we feel about, like, you know what I mean? Like how you just said, they're not going to do that. They have paying fans that want to see Patrick Mahomes perform. Okay. Well, we're about to find out how much they actually care about the fans whenever they are down bad in the dirt and they're having to go out there with nothing to play for, when the past couple seasons have been nothing but Super Bowl runs for this team. So we're going to get to learn quite a bit. But JB, let's go to the next gen stats here on NFL Plus. The Lions have failed on each of their last 7 fourth down conversion attempts. And mind you, this is a team that does love to go for fourth downs. This is the new generation of football. This is the longest such stretch by any team in the NFL in 2025 and tied for the longest by the Lions since at least 2000. That's a little stat for the Lions offense. You want to know a fun one for the Cowboys? And this might sound a little bit biased, and maybe it is because look what I'm wearing, right? You already kind of know where I'm leaning. But I'll try to be non-biased here, JB, for the listeners. But let's listen to another one here. The Cowboys are in the third of 4 consecutive games against the 4 teams with the best records in the NFL in 2024. Not right now, but last year. The Cowboys beat the Eagles in Week 12, the Chiefs in Week 13, faced the Lions in Week 14, and host the Vikings in Week 15. The 1933 Giants are the only team in the NFL history to go 4-0 in a 4-game span against the teams with the 4 best records from the season prior. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what that means or how that applies to this season, but that's a cool little nugget to know about. Yeah. So whatever they start spinning it, that we've beat a bunch of teams that are hot garbage, we're going to revert back to this statement from the next gen stat on NFL Plus that the Cowboys are in the third of 4 consecutive games against 4 teams with the best records in the NFL in 2024. What a hell of a stat there, JB.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
And JB, one of the things that's the most important keys to victory for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be completing tackles. We need the Cowboys athletes to be athletes. Let's complete tackles, wrap up. And then on offense, key to victory for the Dallas Cowboys is holding on to the ball. The ball is the program. If we don't win the turnover battle, this is not going to be a good look for the Dallas Cowboys. We saw it last week where things happen to bounce in our favor. It feels like the football gods are blessing the Dallas Cowboys and their fan base with balls bouncing in their direction. I look back at that George Pickens fumble, right? That's typically the time around when good things start to happen for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are able to make their comeback, and Patrick Mahomes looks like a superhero. That did not happen on Thanksgiving Day.
That was a huge play. It's like, whoa. You know, it's one of those plays.
Yeah. Because I think
you're like, no.
In the moment, yes.
Everybody, dude. Everybody at the family Thanksgiving. Whoa!
Yep, that's exactly
what happened. Even I stood up. I was like, whoa!
You know what sucks is, I think I told you this on Friday when we did the show on Friday. Like in that moment, I was legit telling my brother, like, hey, this is like, we're right around that time when things start to bounce the Chiefs' way. And then 2 plays later, George Pickens fumbles it. And I just look at my brother like, bro, what the, like, you know, whenever you say something and then the TV person says it right after you and you kind of feel a little bit smarter because you're like, oh shit, maybe I do know exactly what I'm talking about. So that happens. And I look at my brother and I'm just like, did I just like, we'll talk about the timing. I'm glad we got the ball there because I would have felt way different if the Chiefs would have recovered that fumble. I think every heart in Dallas falls apart right there. Like right before our eyes, we just see the downfall of what we thought was going to be, but it didn't. Turpin just happens to be in a perfect spot, and that's the one thing that I'm noticing about the Cowboys, and that's why I got to give Matt Eberflus a ton of credit, and you got to give Shoddy credit too. But the boys are buzzing, man. The boys are absolutely buzzing, and you could tell that. You could see the shift in that locker room. Like, I know that everybody in the Cowboys organization gives the cliche answers of like, nah, this is a brotherhood, blah. That's the one word that I've heard a lot with the Cowboys in their locker room. It's like, this is a brotherhood, but you don't always necessarily see it. And now you can see that these boys are playing for each other. Now, was it the passing and kneeling that brought them together? Maybe, and probably. And sometimes you do need something like that to galvanize an entire group, to bring them together for one goal, right? And it seems to be working out. But damn, man, these boys are absolutely buzzing. I don't know. Like, it just feels like they genuinely like playing with and for each other. And they don't necessarily care for their own success. Of course, they care for their own success, but the excitement in their faces when one of their teammates score or make a big play, like, damn. The juice around this team right now, it just feels like we are meant to be on the run that they're on right now. Like it, JB, it feels so good. Last night I rewatched. Uh, do you ever watch? I don't know if y'all's team drops like the YouTube clips of what is it? Sounds of the game. Does your team drop something similar to that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Which
Yeah.
I guess it probably wouldn't be a bad idea if I watched other teams. Yeah, I should probably look into that. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea for me to go and dive and see what some of the sounds from the games are from some of these other teams. Because man, it isn't joyful whenever they win. That's the thing is when they win, they drop them. They never drop them when they lose. Of course, why would you? It'd be probably a bad
Yeah.
look on the team.
Haven't
But
heard too many things lately on my team, so I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Last couple weeks, haven't seen nothing.
haven't seen
Haven't gotten the
anything,
little
man.
alert. Haven't gotten an alert from YouTube. But yeah, I watched that yesterday, and I was trying to figure out what jersey I wanted to wear for the show. I was like, do I want to rock a polo? Do I want to rock a sweater? Am I just going to go with the regular T-shirt and maybe rock a hat? And I said, nah, let me lock in. Let me fully buy in, and let me throw the hat and a jersey on. I'm like, what jersey feels right for this game? Because normally I like to wear the jersey of the player that I think is going to kind of cook, right? So typically and normally whenever I'm like, I really don't know, I always just go with the captain. I go with the quarterback, Mr. Dak Prescott himself. But today I was rewatching the sounds of the sounds from the game, and my one takeaway was CeeDee Lamb at the very end. He says, I told you I'd be back, and I'm not stopping here. I'll see you in Detroit." And then it ends, bro. I was like, bro's gonna cook today. Give me CeeDee Lamb over 100 yards, easy, 8 catches, 100 yards. Give me CeeDee Lamb to cook these
I need
boys
that too.
in Detroit. Is that what
Fancy.
we're liking? That, huh? I expect the Cowboys to lose. And not and I mean, whoa,
Whoa, what did you just say? Clip that.
no, I'm slipping over here. What the? That was a pre-workout kicking in.
Cowboys to use? Did you mean
Yeah, the
use?
Cowboys will use CeeDee Lamb a lot today.
Oh,
And
100%.
the one thing,
Terry Arnold.
and then you can add to that is the Detroit Lions are missing their best cornerback, who will be out for the remaining of the season. So expect
Huge
this.
blow.
Yeah, expect this has to be a shootout for the Detroit Lions. This has to be an absolute scrap for this Detroit Lions team. JB, go ahead. You want to add to that Cowboys Lions statement?
I mean, your success is going to be obviously controlling the clock in certain areas, establishing a run game, which I feel like you guys have done. You guys really haven't gotten shut down in the run game. So once you get the run game going a little bit, and then start, attacking the intermediate part of the field, give George Pickens some deep shots that he'll probably win at least one out of three. He might win.
Yeah.
And then just get CeeDee Lamb involved in the intermediate passing game. Let him cook across the middle. Let him, just do what he does. Put him in motion. Do what he does in the slot. Like you guys are gonna create a lot of pressure on that secondary to hold up. And if they can't get a pass rush, if Aiden Hutchinson can't get there, if that blitz can't get there, that's going to make it such a shootout. I think Detroit cannot play from behind. That is one thing that Detroit can't do. And if for some reason you guys start off fast, anything like that, if you guys can just establish your tempo of the game and force Detroit to unleash Jared Goff to try to beat you, that is your best bet of winning. And we've seen this year, especially, teams have kind of exploited. I think it started kind of obviously like started in week one, because we always had questions about Detroit, and then they look like they, turned the corner, figured things out. But now, when you can get pressure, I saw it in that Minnesota game when in that upset. I mean, sending these inside linebacker stunt blitzes and things like that, man. If you can send interior pressure, which is why you guys brought Quinton Williams into your defensive line rotation. That's why you brought the guy in, is to create interior pressure and get some linebacker pressure up the middle. Cooked. It's over. Jared Goff will not get into a rhythm. He will not be accurate. He will not feel as comfortable holding to the ball because he's got an internal clock in his head. And he's like, okay, I got to get the ball out a little bit quicker. So that messes up his timing, and that'll mess up his groove throughout the entire game. If he doesn't find his groove, then you guys win the game, 100%. So the thing is you want to disrupt Jared Goff's timing. Do not allow him to get into a rhythm. If you allow him to get into a rhythm all game long, it's going to be a shootout. And I'm sure you're tired of shootouts at this point. Like, yeah, it's fun and it's exciting, but let's get a defensive win. Like, let's hang our hat on the defense this game for the defense to
Yep.
step up. Let the offense just stay in tempo. Stay in tempo. Let them do what they want to do. Don't let them get behind where it's like, okay, we got to unleash Dak. We got to start throwing the ball. Throw the ball every play. Okay, then you start running into issues when you start dealing with it. Aiden Hutchinson, when you start dealing with that pass rush. So stay in your tempo the entire game. And the defense is going to have to step up. Defense is going to have to step up, which it looks like they're turning the corner. So, yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
it. It's that simple.
JB,
Easier said than done.
you know what else I was thinking too is like how, like I keep talking about this run, right? This run, this Cowboys generation run, Cowboys generation run. You know what else is like just perfect timing? Like it just seems like timing is everything. I keep looking at this Cowboy story and I'm just like I keep falling in love with it because you can just see, and obviously this can all fall apart if they lose today, but you like the way everything is kind of setting up, the alignment of everything setting up, and then just even small nuggets like this one where it's like all of a sudden this team has a mini bye. You know what I mean? Like
And
how
another huge
crucial
thing too.
is this little mini bye
Yeah.
going into this backstretch to get into a playoff run? Like legitimately.
No, it's huge. And because they played last Thursday, you have a full week of regular preparation.
Yeah, and then now you're gonna have
That's
a
what's
week and a
crazy
half.
too. Usually it's Thursday night games. They're all, they're
It's a
you
little
got 2
wonky.
days, a day and a half of like preparation, whatever. Guys are still hurt. They're not recovered all the way. And then you get these weird outcomes, maybe some upsets, maybe just uncharacteristic games where you don't know. But this is like going into Sunday. This is like an 11 o'clock game on a Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon, whatever. This turns into a regular matchup. So that's going to help a lot too. Got a full week's worth of
Full week's
preparation.
preparation,
Yeah.
yeah. And like I said, to me, going forward, it's like this little mini bye. If they can get out of this game, they got nothing but time to rest. They got players like Trayvon Diggs who are hurt right now. He's not going to play. And sure, I know you're thinking like, what do you mean Trayvon Diggs? It's still not going to like it. Adding him to the roster is not going to hurt us. He's not going anywhere. Like I'm sure we can use him in certain packages, even if there's some type of issue that I don't know that he's having any issues at all anymore after what Jerry Jones said yesterday or 2 days ago on the Dallas Cowboys radio station. Like it was, and maybe he's lying to us, but it was never. It was about him being healthy and being able to play on the field and be effective. And a lot of people are criticizing him, JB being one of them, as to saying, hey, he's not even the Trayvon Diggs of old. That's fine. JB said, hey, let's move him to safety. Hey, maybe. But some of the players that will be missing from this game will be obviously Trayvon Diggs, but they opened up his window. It looks like he'll be coming back next week. But the important one for the Dallas Cowboys here is our offensive tackle Tyler Guyton. He's going to be out today, so that's a massive blow to that offensive line. But the one thing about the Dallas Cowboys offensive line as of late is it feels like it feels like we have a bench. It's a little deep. So not when one goes down, it doesn't necessarily feel like the end of the world. It feels like we can still hold our own. That offensive line is young and they're buzzing. I'm optimistic. What's great about this team that you can always lean on with the Dallas Cowboys is that the offensive line went from being one of the greatest offensive lines ever, a small little rebuild, and it feels like we're back. It feels like that offensive line is back and moving. So I feel a good game from Javonte Williams. Maybe I'm just getting myself excited already. And the more we start to talk about it, I'm just like, oh, this person's going to go off. This person's going to go off. This person's going to go off. I'm pumped. I am pumped. But JB, let me give you a couple more facts from this game real quick, and then we'll move on. And we'll talk Colton Jags and Texans and Chiefs. Borba's got keys to victory for the Chiefs and Texans from this Sunday's game. But let's read a couple of these fun stats real quick. JB, let me pull them up on the screen so you can see them as well. Let's see. According to Nate the Great Sports Betting, Dallas at Detroit, The Cowboys have been the first to 15 points in each of their last 9 Thursday night games. So the race to 15 points, it looks like you could put a bet in on that at plus 126. So if you bet 100, you'll win $126. The next one, the favorites have won each of the last 8 games between the Cowboys and Lions. Lions getting the money line there at minus 170. It is. I feel like this is. I want to know what Vegas knows because the Cowboys are the underdogs by 3 points in this game. 3 points. So what do they know that we don't know, especially with Amar St. Brown possibly not playing and then them losing their number one cornerback. And also from what I'm seeing here is it looks like Kirby Joseph is going to be out, which is their starting safety. That feels like a massive deal, but somehow the odds are
for a cheap
and the odds are still leaning in the favor of the Detroit Lions. Next stat here, the Lions have covered the spread in 10 of their last 11 home games following a loss. And then each of the Cowboys' last 4 road games have gone over the total points line. And the over is 53.5 points. So just for my betting friends, it looks like Nate the Great Sports Betting at Diamond Betting 9 wants to give us a couple little nuggies. But I am confused as to why the Lions are the favorites in this game.
I know Dak on the road has significantly compared to home games because Dak's
not very good
at home. Yeah, Dak on the road has not been as good. Kind of by a long shot, but Dak's played really good at home, so that might be why.
You know what maybe? I wonder is it? I wonder. This is something I should have probably looked up. I should have done my homework here, but I'm curious to know what. And maybe Jay, maybe you can find this for us. But I wonder what Dak's games on the road in a dome opposed to
outside.
I wonder what his numbers look there, because I wonder if the road games because when I think of road games for the Dallas Cowboys, I mean it's been like outdoor games, right? Like Philly.
It's been Philly. It's been Carolina,
Washington, Carolina. Yep, that's outdoor as well. What's the other one? Shit, we lost 5 of them. This should just be popping up in my head like nothing, right?
I don't know, dude. You follow your team better than I do.
Try to forget the losses, Borba. We're not trying to think about
I know all our losses.
Yeah, don't feel good.
No, dude. I might forget one. I might forget. You know, you guys only have 5. I got 8, so I might forget one. But
the Cardinals, but they're in the dome, right? Cardinals are in the dome.
Yeah.
No, that was a home game. All right, Broncos, that was outside. All right, here's all the games we lost. Philly, outside. Chicago,
outside.
Panthers,
outside.
Broncos,
outside.
Well, we just stink outside.
Yeah, you guys suck outside.
We don't like to be outside.
You guys don't like to be outside. You guys are spoiled.
We're iPad kids.
Spoiled.
Are we iPad kids?
Spoiled. This shows the mentality. You know what? That's a great stat that we should just look up across the league. Indoor teams playing outside, especially when it's cold. We need to look up that stat because I know you remember that Miami can't play outside. If Miami plays outside in the winter, they're cooked. They're so done, and we saw it in the playoffs a couple years ago when they made it and just got absolutely
you remember
destroyed.
All the boys from Florida showed up and they were like,
"It's a real thing."
They're like this.
It's a real thing. Yeah. And they come out, shirtless pregame, warming up. No, it's all a hoax.
Jay, if you can, Jay the producer, if you can, try to find that out for us real quick, because that is interesting, bro. Like, just looking at the schedule, the Cowboys have lost all outdoor games. Are we? We're not soft. Get out of here, JB. We are not soft. But guess what? It doesn't even matter, because where are we going? We're going to Ford Field. And you know what the scenes look like over there right now, JB? So honestly, after that conversation, if I were to show you what the scenes are like in Detroit, which let me pull it up for you real quick. This is what the boys pulled up to today. Let me pull it up. Boys pulled up to today. This is what it looks like out there in Detroit this morning, or last night when the boys pulled up. Looks a little bit chilly. Looks a little bit chilly. So if the narrative is real that we're not very good outside, it doesn't matter because Ford Field is inside, Borba. They're in a dorm. They're in a dome. They're in a dome. Unless I don't know something. I mean, unless you know something I don't. Is that a retractable roof? Are they going to open it up?
They ain't gonna open it up.
Nah,
No,
'cause Detroit's
that's a
just as
dome.
soft.
That thing's gonna be closed. It's gonna be 68 degrees in
Be
there. You guys
warm.
are
It's
good.
gonna be nice. They're gonna be all right. Who you got winning that game though, JB? Who you got winning this game
Um,
tonight?
I think it's just based off the matchups, based on what it's looking like. It looks like the Cowboys have just bringing in these guys. They should be able to slow down the run just a little bit. And based off the secondary
Oh,
issues,
oh,
um, I don't trust
oh,
whoever
oh.
the second, third, fourth guys are in Detroit to cover Pickens and CD Lamb. So I think that's going to be an issue. If Dak can just play good on the road, allow no turnovers, maybe force a turnover, you guys should win that game. Keep Jahmyr Gibbs at bay. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have his plays, but I think you got to keep him at bay. But don't let this turn into a shootout. I think it might. But if you guys can just allow it and just win some of those third downs and, win the third and longs and keep Detroit from converting fourth downs or keep them off the field, punt the ball, I think you guys win.
Yeah,
I'll take you guys by, I don't know, maybe 7.
I think this is going to be a bit of a snoozer. The Lions have lost 6 straight games to the Cowboys, 5 of those being on the road, 1 at home, and they're about to lose another one at home. I do think this is going to be a bit of a snooze fest. I think the Cowboys come out strong and put it on them. I don't
News
think the
fest, dude.
Cowboys
There's no
can.
such thing.
We've been blessed. We've been blessed by these Thursday night games, JB, as of late, where they've just been so good. Whenever we think they're gonna suck, they just turn out to be so good. But the expectations for this game, most people are thinking, "Oh, there's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a close game." And
Lions
guess
are
what?
playing for their lives. Lions
Football
have to
gods,
win.
they're gonna humble us today, and they're just gonna give a whooping, today. I'm telling you, JB. I'm feeling it. I feel good. C.D. Lamb said, I'll see you next week. See you in Detroit. I'm coming. And he's coming for sure. Pause.
As long as he can see
No,
the ball.
as long as he can see the ball, that's for sure. JB, let's try. What's the keys? Let's talk keys to victory by John Borba. JB, what's the keys for victory on the Texans and Chiefs games on Sunday? Another game that is a playoff game for both teams. The playoffs are starting early for a lot of these teams, huh?
Oh yeah, huge game. Huge game for wild card purposes, everything like that. Chiefs keys to victory. Offense has got to win the third down conversions. They got to stay on the field. They got to stay moving the ball. They got to get points, even if it's 3. Take your points. So KC win the third down conversion rate, and then they also have to get off the field on third downs. KC is literally the 4th worst team in the league at getting off the field on third and longs. So
Fourth worst.
Their defense, it's their defense that's causing a lot of issues. Their defense is not what it has been the past couple years. They're 4th worst at getting off the field on third and longs. They're 4th worst at generating turnovers, and they're 6th worst in the league at sacks. So they're not getting a lot of sacks. They're not getting off the field. They're getting tired. They're getting worn down. And then in the fourth quarter, that's when the opposing team can control the clock, especially if they're winning. So defense has to show up. Defense has to show up, get off the field on third downs, maybe force a turnover, just create some havoc on CJ Stroud and not allow that offense to get into a rhythm. But offensively, yes, KC does need to convert their third downs as well. They need to establish a consistent run game. This ain't September running all these weird trick plays, all this. You got to run the ball, pound the ball, control the clock, keep your offense on the field to allow the third and shorts so your offense can stay on the field. Get Kareem Hunt involved, get Pacheco involved, and just establish a consistent running game. Don't go away from it. You know what I mean? Do not go away from the game, from the run game. And then, of course, this creates a huge issue. So this is the biggest issue with the Chiefs to winning this game. I think this is going to determine everything. So you're playing literally the best defense in the league, probably the best pass rush in the league. You have Josh Simmons, your left tackle, broken wrist. He's out for the year. Juwan Taylor, the right tackle, he might not play this game as well. And you know what's on the other side? You know what's on the Texans side? Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter. That is a huge issue. That is why I think the Chiefs need to establish a solid run game to keep that defense on their toes, to not allow those guys to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. That's what I'm saying. You have to be in third and short situations. You got to play clean football so you can maybe on a 3rd and 3 run the ball, make it a 4th and 1 or something where it's like, okay, pound the ball again, or maybe a play action pass. You got Mahomes back there. So shut down the game right. Yep. That's kind of what we talked about earlier, Drew.
Yeah, boys, you guys tuning in right now? The first 30 minutes, Detroit.
That's exactly what we talked about. And get
Detroit
after
Cowboys.
Goff. Jared Goff creates some pressure up the middle. Pressure up the middle on Goff doesn't allow him to get in the rhythm. Jared Goff is a huge rhythm quarterback. If you can just pressure him up the middle, he's cooked. Toast. But anyways, yeah, protect Mahomes. That is a huge thing. So literally offense, you got to win your third downs. Keep it 3rd and short. Don't allow the defense to pin their ears back and get after Mahomes, because it's probably going to happen with Josh Simmons out the rest of the year, and the right tackle, Juwan Taylor, might not even play this game. So you're at a huge deficit already. Like I said, establish the run game and then protect Patrick Mahomes. Now the Texans win. The Texans win if they can generate pressure on Mahomes. It's just opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can win first down and then possibly get in 3rd and 7 plus, that defense is going to pin their ears back. They're going to get after Mahomes. And if you can contain them at that, don't allow them to escape the pocket. These guys are athletic enough to chase down Mahomes. Like, this might be the best pass rush that he's playing against all year. And it's not going to help that the left tackle and right tackle on the Chiefs are possibly going to miss this game. The right tackle might possibly. Josh Simmons out for the year. Win the turnover battle.
Patrick Mahomes might be running for his life.
He might be. This might look like the Bucs Super Bowl game back in the day. What, 5 years ago? Something like that.
That's a good
That's
right
what
there.
Mahomes might look like this weekend, running around for his life if Daniil Hunter and those boys can get after him. So Texans, like I said, generate pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Force him to run for his life. Run for his life. That's what he does. When he's in trouble, man, he'll be running around. He don't like to get rid of the ball that quick. So yeah, generate pressure on Mahomes. You gotta play clean, and you also gotta win the turnover battle. Texans offense is a little, we don't trust them, I guess you could say. But you got to play clean offensively. You got to take care of the ball. When you have the ball, do not allow Patrick Mahomes to get extra possessions. That's huge. Don't let him get extra possessions. If you can even force a turnover, just win the turnover battle. Win the turnover battle and control the clock, control the ball on your side of the field, and generate points. Long drives, long sustaining drives from the Texans will help. And because the Chiefs can't get off the field on 3rd down, this is a great game to exploit that. Of course, like I said, so that kind of goes into my third key of victory is control the tempo. If the Texans can control the tempo the whole entire game and do what they want to do offensively and establish a run game and keep Mahomes off the field, great. And if they can have a lead and force the Chiefs to get out of that run game, because like I said, I think the Chiefs are going to be trying to run the ball. They want to establish the run. They don't want to be pass heavy. This is a game where you don't want to be pass heavy, and because of that defense, how they can get after Mahomes, because of that secondary. Derek Stingley, he's a ball hawk. He's a cover corner. He might be playing like the best corner in football right now. With these other guys hurt right now or just missing time. So Derek Stingley, he's going to lock down whoever he's on. He might lock down Rashee Rice. That's why I in one of my leagues I don't have Rashee Rice starting. So it just is.
Probably, probably, and it's probably a safe bet there. I mean, Stingley is a top cornerback in the league, one of the best in the league. Just got paid last year, and this is a stat from the Texans defense here, JB. The Texans led the NFL with 16.5 points and 265.7 total yards per game allowed in 2025. Patrick Mahomes is 5-1 in his career against either the number one scoring or the number one total defense entering Week 10 or later, and 2-0 against teams who rank first in both entering this matchup.
Wow,
that's it. Let me read that one more time.
Patrick Mahomes, but did he have his left tackle and right tackle in both of those games? He probably did.
Context matters. Context matters. That's what you're telling me there, JB.
Oh yeah.
That is so true, man. It's a very likelihood that Patrick Mahomes is running for his life. Just to add to that, C.J. Stroud has not thrown a touchdown pass in each of his last two starts. The first such string of consecutive starts in his career. Stroud has averaged nearly 55 fewer passing yards per game over the last two seasons after finishing top 3 in the NFL with 273 passing yards per game in his rookie debut. So whenever you hear that, CJ Stroud has somewhat struggled because of that offensive line. The Laramie Tunsil trade will never make sense to, I think,
He's
most
he's
of us,
got
the
to turn
majority of us.
around. He's got to
Do you
show up
think
this
he
week.
does?
He has to. He literally has to. I don't know if he does. That's the thing. Like, this is a perfect game to take advantage of, and it's the right team to do that. You know, obviously, if the Chiefs come out, man, and start winning that third down battle, getting this team into third and longs, the Texans are going to get off the field a lot, and that's going to create extra possessions for the Chiefs. So it's huge. CJ Stroud has to get it together, man. We've been kind of critical about his, I don't want to call it a fall off, but he has slightly regressed,
Yeah.
and it's hard to kind of trust him. But if he plays good and he can keep this team, keep these drives going, long drives, even if it's a field goal, you know, these long drives are going to help, especially in the third and fourth quarter, especially in the fourth quarter. So you got to sustain drives, sustain drives. And here's the thing with the Chiefs. If the Chiefs win this game, they're 7-6, right? And then you got the Chargers. And if you can beat the Chargers, there's your wild card spot. You just got to finish off the season strong. So that's probably
And
your wild
it's
card
very
spot. You got to
possible that
take
they
out the
do.
you got to take out the Chargers. So you have to win this game first, and then you can look towards the Chargers. Be like, okay, if we can beat the Chargers, that's our wild card spot right there. Got to knock them out.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it, JB. Who you got winning this game?
Well, I don't.
This one's tough. This one's
Yeah,
tough.
and I've been saying every week on the show, like, you cannot count out the Chiefs until they are literally 6 feet in the ground, until they are dead, and they're not dead yet. So I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs to win this game. I don't. I would rather trust Mahomes than C.J. Stroud right now.
You rather
And
trust
I
Mahomes over
just
CJ Stroud.
the only thing that worries me the most is that pass rush. What are the Chiefs going to do to keep it, just slow it down just a little bit? Just slow the pass rush down a little bit. You don't want to fall behind. You don't want to be in third and longs against Houston right now. That's gonna derail the Chiefs offense. That's gonna put Mahomes under pressure. Bad things might happen if that continues throughout the game. They got to control that part of the game the most.
This is
100%.
Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. Live in front of the world. An opportunity for the Texans to take out Patrick Mahomes and his Chiefs from playoff contentions. Who wins? Tell me again, Borba.
Take the Chiefs. What is that?
Well, Borba's going to make his pick after. Everything in my mind tells me the Chiefs is the right way to go. But I don't know that they can get past those offensive line battles. That seems to be the one thing that the Chiefs have always been trying to work on. We look at the years past, and it's the same thing. It's
That's
the
always
same
been the
excuse.
fall.
Yeah, is the
fall
offensive
of the
line.
Chiefs.
Mahomes running for his life, which is what happens whenever you're paying everybody else around them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Texans. I'm on the side that I believe that C.J. Stroud will put a game together, and this is the game that you absolutely do need to put together, not only because it's the Kansas City Chiefs and you have an opportunity of being able to ruin what a lot of people have been calling a dynasty, including myself. So I think it starts now. There's a flip. There's a nudge in the matrix, as they say, right? There's a glitch. And the glitch this weekend will be the Houston Texans taking out the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. I absolutely love it. Let's go through a couple quick picks, JB, as there's only a couple of games that mean something this weekend. And those couple games are the Cowboys and Lions tonight, the Colts and Jaguars, the Bears and Packers, the Texans and Chiefs, and the Eagles and Chargers on Monday Night Football. Those are the games that matter. So let's go through a quick little run. Let's go through a couple quick picks for us, if you don't mind. Is that okay with you, JB?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, it's time for quick picks.
Graphics, dude.
All right, here we go. JB, Seattle's heading to Atlanta to face your ex-girlfriend, Mr. Kirk Cousins. Who's winning that game?
It's both of my exes, bro. Both of my exes.
Who's that?
Sam Darnold.
No, that's right. That's right. The pretty one and the ugly one.
Yeah, dude. They're both pretty, dude. Come on now.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. I do like
Man.
Kirk Cousins. After
Never
watching
disrespect
quarterbacks,
Kirk, man.
you're right.
I can't believe
After
Kirk
watching
lost
quarterbacks,
last week. I can't believe Kirk lost last week. Allowed the Jets to beat him.
Kirk, come on,
issues.
Kirk. I want Kirk to just go off, riding off into the sunset with his 200 or what he's made probably like over $350 million as a quarterback.
Yeah,
just
man.
go off into the sunset. After watching quarterbacks, I fell in love with that guy just a little bit. It's just a dog. He's a dog. He just loves his family, loves his wife, goes on about his business and tries to be a good quarterback. But that's the hard part is to try to be a good quarterback. But anyways, which X wins in this situation for you?
I'll take Seattle. I think Seattle's got a lot more to play for. Their offense is clicking. The run game is starting to get better. The defense is buzzing around, man. The defense is going to be hard to beat, man. They're getting better and better. So Seattle should win this game. Sam Darnold had a career 5 touchdowns last year against Atlanta. I would expect him to get back on track against Atlanta this week because he's kind of had a couple down weeks lately. I don't want to say necessarily bad, but it did kind of start with that 4 interception game. And then from there, he's just kind of, I guess game managed.
Yeah.
So I want to see him break out again. Get back on track, throw some TDs.
All right, let's go. I'm going to agree with you there, too. I'm going to go with Seattle and Sam Darnold to get a bounce-back game as well. But that defense, bro. Whoa, excuse me. That got me choked up. That's how good that defense is over there in Seattle. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that just 2 years ago, how criticized that team was for moving on from Pete Carroll and kind of unloading on what had happened in the past and moving on to the future. I mean, they completely removed old photos and winnings in the actual locker room of the Legion of Boom. They removed that completely and they wanted to build something new they have been able to do. So it's going to be interesting how that team looks in the playoffs, but God dang it. If you're a Seattle fan, the future looks good. The most important thing to me is like, you got to coach. If you got to coach, you can at least build on that. That is ultimately the foundation. And we've seen it with people like KOC with the Minnesota Vikings, where if you have good coaching, you're going to win some games. It's going to get ugly at some point. Like you got to find your quarterback at some point. But if you got a good quarterback, a good head coach, you're likely to at least have started the foundation for what the team can look like. And it seems like Seattle is doing that right now. You got this is a bit of a snoozer here. The Tennessee Titans are heading over to Cleveland, Ohio to face Shador Sanders and that Browns team. Well, better yet, I should say Myles Garrett and that Browns team, as Myles Garrett is on pace to break the sack record, which last week you saw Robert Saleh after the game. They go and dap up and he says, "Hey, man, you're the GOAT of this. Go out there and break that record." He's on track. I believe he's 5 sacks away with 4 games remaining. It's very likely that he does do it. I hope he does do it because you want at least individual success for a player like Myles Garrett. And then hopefully some team success follows him in the future. But we got winning that game there.
I like this matchup because I think it'd be fun because it's Cam Ward and Shador Sanders. That they were talking before the draft. They were practicing together. They were throwing together, talking trash. There's clips of them talking trash to each other. But they're good friends. But it's cool to see that now come like full circle, and they are actually playing against each other. So that's pretty cool. I think. Man, the Titans are going to I think the Titans are going to struggle offensively going up against the Browns. Myles Garrett should get 1 or 2 this game. I think he does. I think Shador is going to play like Shador played. He didn't play bad last week either. So I don't think he's going to play bad this week. And I think what they're going to do too is I think Quinshon Judkins goes off a little bit on the ground this week too. It's a good matchup for them to control the rock and control the tempo. And I think
Judkins is a guy, huh?
Yeah, they hit on Judkins. They hit on Judkins and Dylan Sampson too, the backup running back. So they hit on both those guys. But I think that's going to be a good combo for years to come. And they might have hit on this draft. If Shador can keep progressing and we see the potential in him, this could be a good draft that changes that organization in the next 2 to 3 years.
You know what
So,
Cleveland does good is they can find themselves a running back.
yep.
Like they might swing and miss on a quarterback over and over. I mean, they might have the worst batting average of all time when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, we're swinging and missing every single time. I don't know who's a terrible baseball player that swings and misses every single time. I think maybe Aaron Judge in the playoffs. That might be something where they swing and miss a lot. That might just be a shot towards the Yankees, but yeah, man, a lot of swing and misses from the Cleveland Browns in the quarterback position. But one thing they don't do is this, or at least it seems like it, is they don't miss when they're getting a running back. And now they got that boy Judkins that is taking over from what was in Nick Chubb. It looks. I'm not gonna say. It's gonna be too early to start thinking about the future for the Cleveland Browns. I don't want to disappoint myself and my friends who are also Cleveland Brown fans. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the Browns to get a victory this weekend. I think Browns fans woke up on Monday and were like, hell yeah, this is a fun game day week. This is one that you get excited for. You know that you're gonna have at least a chance to win at the quarterback position, but most importantly, run the ball and get pressure, like you said. So give me Cleveland Browns to win that game. Washington heading over to Minnesota. Yo, what the hell is going on? I saw on Get Up yesterday. They're talking about maybe possibly trading Jamar Chase. Jay Jetta, do you want to listen to this or you don't want to listen to this nonsense?
I mean, we can, but I've seen it. I've seen posts of it everywhere. We could talk about it. I mean,
Is this legit? Are we like are these folks?
No.
Are these folks deluded? Let me while I pull it up real quick. Let me know who's going to win this game.
Oh, me right now while you pull it up?
Yeah. Let me pull
Golly,
it up
man,
real
this
quick.
is tough. I think this is a game for JJ McCarthy to just go out there and play. I think we're
He's
looking at
getting the start. He's getting the start.
he should be, yeah, as long as he clears, which I think he's cleared, so he just needs to practice the rest of this week out, and I think we'll be okay. But this is a game where JJ just we're talking about his mechanics, we're talking about all this stuff, and he's probably like just focusing, like when you get so much criticism and you're focusing on trying to be perfect, this and that, just go out there and play, man. Play, let loose, man. Use your legs. Please use your legs more. That's what he hasn't done, which is always disappointing me. I think he's trying to look to just complete every pass, push the ball down the field, which there's nothing wrong with that. But take your checkdowns. Use your legs when you don't see something. If you're just too anxious in the pocket, use your legs, man, to escape. That's what I want to see. And yeah, and I think it's going to be a close game because our defense has been playing good all year. So against Mariota, I think we can force some pressure, force a couple sacks, force a couple mistakes, everything like that. So I think it's going to be close. I don't know if I want us to I would want us to win, but if the Browns win, then they're at 4 wins, and then we possibly are at top 5 if we lose. Getting a pick. I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn.
Oh, this sucks. You're at the part of the season where you're like, we want a better draft pick because it's good for the organization. But at the same time, it's like, damn, do we have to lose? Do we have to lose?
Caleb Downs. I would love to get Caleb Downs out of Ohio State.
Ooh. Licking your chops, huh?
Oh, yeah,
Licking
for
your
sure.
Chops just a little bit. Hey, the thing with JJ McCarthy being in his head, I also wonder, because it's like there's a lot of pressure on him to be a great pocket passer, right? So I wonder if he's almost trying to force himself to be a great passer.
I think so.
Rather than what he does great himself already.
Man.
Just stuck in his head. But this Jay Jetta stuff, this is crazy. Let's listen in. This is Greeny and the boys from Get Up yesterday morning. Justin Jefferson leaves before speaking to reporters. That's what sparked the conversation. Let's see what they had to say.
Someplace else, might they be willing to trade him for 2 1s, whatever astronomical package you might get for him?
It's an obvious question to ask today after a game like that. And today, I'm sure that is the way that he feels. Is he going to feel that way this offseason when they go out and add to that quarterback room? They're going to speak to him, I'm sure, at some point in time and get some feedback and input as to the player that he would want. It's hard to imagine that they would trade Justin Jefferson. But then again, a year ago, I would have said It's hard to imagine the Dallas Cowboys would have traded Micah Parsons.
Right.
And they did. I still don't think they're trading Justin Jefferson. I think he's clearly miffed and disappointed and bewildered by the way this entire season and offseason losing Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones is gone. But I don't think it's going to change his mindset. And I don't think they're going to be moving off Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to be moving off for Jefferson?
I
I
think
agree.
so
I
either.
mean,
But it sucks. It sucks because it's literally like Jefferson was on pace for like GOAT conversations at wide receiver.
like Randy
greatest
Moss.
of all time.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time. Statistically, just being out there, putting up the numbers that he's putting up. So that's what's disappointing, man. And I think that's what the organization needs to see, and that's what they need to do. And they need to bring in a veteran quarterback this offseason to make a judgment of who's going to lead this team next year. Like bring in a veteran presence. I would like a guy like that's young still, but like still has a few years under his belt, like a 4th, 5th year guy. Like Davis Mills, like we've seen him in Texans. He won 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody like that. I don't
Also,
want no
number
old
one
man.
defense in the NFL. Just FYI.
Yeah, but
This is
he
the
did
same.
enough.
This is the same. This is
It's
the
just, I
same
don't-
thing we did with Cooper Rush. Whenever he won
Yeah.
4 out of 6 games, we were like, "Oh, Cooper Rush, starting quarterback." Yeah, look at him in Baltimore. Like it helps whenever you have one of the best defenses in the league.
Also-
Santiago throwing a
Yeah.
nugget out here.
That was
Kyler Murray
great.
to the Vikings. Whoa.
Another
Whoa.
one. Another one is Anthony Richardson, the Colts. But here's the thing: they haven't locked up Daniel Jones, so Daniel Jones is going to be back on the radar for the Vikings, 100%. So those are a couple options. Those are a couple options that I think Kyler Murray, man, I just do not like. I hope we don't cut. Kyler Murray's the one quarterback out of all those that I just said that I would at least be happy with. I've seen enough out of him, dude.
Kyler
I'm
Murray
not
just
sold,
take his
never
shot.
have been. I just don't. I don't like it.
The thing for me is like whenever
love
your running ability is your best ability, at some point that is going to give away because Father Time beats all of us, and eventually the speed is going to catch up to your speed, or your speed is going to catch up to the slower speed. And eventually
just
you
don't
lose
like
it, and that's what kind of feels like what's happening with Kyler Murray. But JB, we got 5 minutes before we got to send these beautiful people off to work.
Yeah.
So let's just run down through each game
Run it
here.
down.
We'll give our quick picks. We got did you say Vikings?
I'll just go with the Vikings. Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
And we might have
Let's
to do
do
a
it.
show. We might have to do a show tonight.
Yeah.
Miami versus Jets.
Let's go Miami.
Snoozer, Miami. Hey, Miami's still
Good
alive.
streak.
Miami might squeeze into the playoffs. They're
Never know.
making a little bit of noise. Achan talking about getting himself to another 1,000-year or his first 1,000-year season. That would
Achan
be
is
cool for him.
historically putting up a great running back season. I think through receiving and rushing. So he's like low key putting up historic numbers, like really good numbers.
Dog. Chicago, Green Bay. This is a massive game. Massive game. Not only for the Dallas Cowboys playoff implications, but this is another playoff game. Whoa, so many playoff games already starting, bro. This is so
Yeah.
good. Give me.
Big swing.
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
I am
taking the
too,
Green Bay
just
Packers.
because I'm taking Green Bay just because they're playing a starting. The Bears are playing a starting caliber quarterback in Jordan Love, which at this point, like Jordan Love is playing better than Jalen Hurts, and that offense does have a little bit more identity than the Eagles did. So I'm going to take Jordan Love and the Packers this one.
So this is funny. Earl sent me this. So I guess Toyotathon is beginning. Toyotathon, the whole push for Toyota, right? So Love, not during Toyotathon in his career, 29 touchdowns, 28 interceptions.
Wow.
Trash, right?
Yeah.
Toyotathon has begun. You want to know what he's looked like during Toyotathon? And I
What?
think he's sponsored, like he's a partnership with Toyotathon. So that's the whole gimmick behind this. 28 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's Toyotathon's Toyotathon. Yeah, Toyotathon season, baby. Give me the Packers and Jordan
That's
Love
crazy.
to continue that streak. 2 different quarterbacks. That's crazy. That's like the Kyler Murray Modern Warfare situation or the Black Ops situation that they always kind of press on him. But New Orleans Saints heading over to Tampa Bay. This is another game that's a playoff implications for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, just New Orleans got to just put a good product out there right now. They're not looking too great. But I'm taking Tampa Bay to win this with Baker Mayfield's back against the wall. You agree with me there?
I do.
Indianapolis Colts heading over to Florida, Jacksonville. Not a statistically, historically, the stats tell us that Indianapolis does not play very good when they head over to Jacksonville. I hate to do this, and it feels like it's a downfall for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just struggle to find any type of level of confidence with the guy that's basically out there with the broken foot. I don't know how you're excited. If you're Kevin Kelly and you wake up right now, or you found out about the fractured fibula, basically broken foot. I mean, I'm no doctor, but it sounds terrible. Like, it's when you rely on your legs and your legs are being removed from you, like you're a deer in headlights in that pocket. I think that they're going to bring hell of pressure, and I don't know that the Colts can dig themselves out of it. The only way is there's a guy that we've been saying he should be in the MVP conversation. Well, this would be a good time for that guy to show up. This would be the weekend that Jonathan Taylor absolutely needs to show up. Absolutely. Who you got winning that game?
Yeah, this is the same formula that I think the teams have. I think Jags are going to stick to that same formula. Stack the box.
Stack it.
Shut down JT. You got to shut him down and then force Daniel Jones to beat you. Bring a lot of pressure on 3rd and longs, and I think you'll have success. But if the Colts can get that running game going, which I think Jags are like middle of the pack at stopping the run this year, so if they can somehow get that run game going to where they can control their offense a little bit more instead of being so one-sided and pass happy possibly in 3rd and longs, then I think we're good. I think the Jags should win this game. But overall, I think, I am the COD GOAT. Yep. So back in the day, Call of Duty GOAT. But yeah, I think
Borba, the Call of Duty GOAT. That's what they're saying out here.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I
winning?
think if the Jags, like I said, just stick to that formula, allow Daniel Jones to beat you. I think they will have success. And I think one of the most slept on acquisitions during that trade deadline was getting Jacoby Myers. I think that helps that offense find that number 2 guy alongside Brian Thomas. And it's helped Trevor Lawrence put up better numbers these past few weeks. So Trevor Lawrence, low-key fantasy sleeper winner.
Amen,
At the
brother.
quarterback position, if you're looking for one, which I was.
Pittsburgh heading over to Baltimore. Pittsburgh fighting for their lives right now. I mean, it seems like everything seems to be falling apart. DK did an interview yesterday where he said, "It's not my time. It's not on Mike Tomlin. It's just on us having to perform. It's nothing on the coaching." So those fire Mike Tomlin chants, stop it. That's what DK said. I'm paraphrasing just a bit or quite a bit there. Aaron Rodgers felt the same sentiments. Pittsburgh's backs against the wall, the steel mill boys, the blue collar workers. Give me that team. Give me that team on the road to put their hard hats on, go over to a struggling Baltimore team, and pull off that victory. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Really? Oh man, this is such a.
I don't feel comfortable about it. This is a coin flip.
This is literally a coin flip. I feel like both teams are kind of dumpster fires
on the road.
Both teams are kind of dumpster fires.
I tell you, Joe Burrow's just sitting over there like. Man, I think if you're a Bengals fan, you're leaning for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win, though. I think that's the route you want. You want Pittsburgh to take care of Baltimore because Steelers' schedule looks pretty rough here on the backstretch. I'm riding with Pittsburgh for sure.
Give me Baltimore.
Give you Baltimore. All right, JB. Denver, the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, Denver always likes to make these games fun. They always like to make them fun.
Real quick, I got to get a phone call. If Rene, you could take it over please. At the end. I just got to get a phone call for work.
Oh, gotcha. All right, well, JB, appreciate you joining the show. We'll see you Monday morning.
If I can get back on, I will. But
we're ending right now.
Finish it off. This might just take a minute or two.
Later, brother. All right, Denver. I'm going to go with Denver. We're going to go Cincinnati, Buffalo. I'm going to go with Buffalo, the Rams, and the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to have the Rams go ahead and finish that one off, and then we'll talk Philadelphia Chargers on Monday. Join us tonight for the little watch long for the Dallas Cowboys Detroit Lions game. It shall be fun. We'll go live at 8:45 Mountain Standard Time here in the same outlets on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, and on Facebook. I appreciate you guys rocking with us day in and day out, Monday through Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Don't forget, we have a phone where you can call 575-808-9307. My wife said, if you don't get no more calls, if you don't get any calls, we're going to have to cancel that line because right now you're paying for nothing. Right now, you're paying for that. I was like, yes, you're right. You're right. So I need to press it. You guys need to call in 575-808-9307. I appreciate you guys rocking with us today. It's game day. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. So let's go out there and conquer the day as the Dallas Cowboys will tonight on Prime. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS. See ya.